The only thing the president can do, and have me accept, if he can resurrect the dead. If he cannot resurrect those people who are killed, he just has to back and go. Ruto cannot govern this country. Whatever theatrics he's engaged in are not important. People have died under his watch, and he just back and go. He has no option.
We are live at Uhurupark for Gen Z Shujaa Memorial Concert. I'm being joined by Senator Omutata as well. Kenyans are calling him. I don't know, he's to buy for the next year because the hashtag, the name going across viral, trending is Omutata the Sixth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SPM Buzz.
Hello.
Welcome to SPM Buzz.
Thank you. Thank you.
You being here, it's something special.
Yeah, Sabasaba is special, and especially today, when we are commemorating the bloodshed that occurred after the 2010 Constitution, which was totally unacceptable. We thought that no more blood will be shed when people exercise their rights, but I think we were wrong. So it's important to come here and join forces with those who are saying no to the subversion of the Constitution, and we must get a totally independent country. We must get total emancipation for the people of Kenya.
Are we independent as a country?
We are not independent. We have a flag independence, but if you look at the national anthem, it you have not realized the destination or the dreams of the founders of this nation. So we have to go back to the national anthem and say we must build a modern state where it is citizens come first, not anything else. But we are not independent. We are dependent on very many forces. But it's because the leadership has failed us. With the proper leadership, we don't have to be dependent on anything.
Mheshimiwa, President has taken a few steps of addressing the Gen Zs, addressing Kenyans, and also going to an extent to the space, the so-called space online. So what's your take on this? Is he doing the right thing or not?
The only thing the president can do, and have me accept, if he can resurrect the dead. If he cannot resurrect those people who are killed, he just has to back and go. So nothing he's doing can meet the measure up to the lives that were lost. And so far you have seen nobody, not even an askari, has been held accountable for the mayhem that occurred. So the president and his militia just have to go.
Just the other day, he named the few individuals to do the auditing, public auditing. What's your take on this?
It's arrant nonsense. I'll be challenging it in court tomorrow because it's unconstitutional. So we have to quash it. The Auditor General is supposed to do that work, not a private entity appointed by the president. Just wasting taxpayers' money, and he wants to buy time. He's giving them 3 months to do what? Then he's saying it can be extended. So he wants to play games and manage the anger of Kenyans that are saying we can't pay anything unless we know what our dates we are paying, what they did and where they came from. So he wants to kill that, but we must stand and be true to ourselves and demand that Ruto cannot govern this country. Whatever theatrics he's engaged in are not important. People have died under his watch, and he just back and go. He has no option.
After appointing the people to audit the public debt, he also went ahead and appointed the LCK president. And the reaction was so negative. What's your reaction on that?
He's trying to govern this country outside the law, and we cannot allow it. The people have rejected, the people are awoke, and so he cannot do the way he wants. This country must be governed according to the law, and all the things he's doing are outside the law, and are going to be challenged and kicked out.
All right, let's talk about police brutality in the country. We saw innocent young kids, Kenyans, being killed. Use of live, bullets to the protesters.
First of all, I want to realize that I think it's a small section of the police who are loyal to Ruto who are committing these atrocities, because the general police behaved quite fairly well. But the police that shot and killed people, and they were targeting people, their aim was not to stop anything. You saw the videos of people who are killed. These are people who are having fun and demonstrating. They are not a threat to anything, not even to themselves, and they were shot dead. So the aim was to intimidate and to scare demonstrators. They were electing people to shoot. So for me, I think that the police brutality, we must begin with the Inspector General being sacked and then following up to see who did pull the trigger on the innocent Kenyans, and they're very easy to identify. So that's what must happen, and then we get our country moving forward.
The child who died at Rongai, yesterday, while they was escorting him to go for burial, on the way he was kidnapped, and nobody's talking about this.
In fact, I was not aware of it because I heard it today on the space. I had not seen it in the media or anywhere, but it's totally unacceptable what they did, because I've heard all that this kid, I think, died in hospital. So the records are there. So why was the body being taken? What was the body being taken? And if the body has to be taken, must it be taken in such a dramatic way that where people are on the way to burial are disrupted? They could have done that earlier and said, okay, you can't bury right now. We want to maybe do postmortems and whatever on the body. But the way they did it is not acceptable. It's a total disregard for the grieving family. It's a total disregard for the respect we need to give to our dead. So it cannot be justified at all.
All right, as we wind up this conversation, Senator Omutata, recently on Friday, His Excellency was on the X Space. There was a conversation ongoing. It's a move that people didn't expect. We see the Kenya Kwanza government, His Excellency was engaging Kenyans on X Spaces. What is your take on that?
I didn't get your question.
Recently, we saw His Excellency William Samoei Ruto engaging Kenyans in large number on the X Space.
Yes, I think he's doing that as an afterthought. He's trying to gain legitimacy, which he has lost. So, and if you listen to the X Space, he said nothing transformative. He was just trying to manage the crisis that he's in right now. He wants to cling on to power, and that's why he's trying whatever it takes to cling on to power. But he has not taken any action. There are things people told him to do, he has not done. The likes of Murkomen and others are still in office. He has not taken any action. So we can, and they're even talking very arrogantly.
Lastly, Mheshimiwa, everyone, like Gen Zs, are saying Ruto must resign. Do you think he will resign?
I think he will only do that even if it's forced. He's not a gentleman. You see, like the finance bill, he was told not to sign. And it was until people had stormed the parliament that they got the sense not to sign it. So I think the pressure to get him go must not be lifted. That's what will get, what will get him to resign. But to resign because his finance bill has failed or he is unable to govern, he will not do. He will resign because there's pressure for him to resign.
All right. Omutata, we've had Kenyans, you coming on stage. You've seen Kenyans calling your name. The reception was lovely, amazing. It's being historic, And then they are chanting your name. They're saying, Omutata, the sixth.
Well, that is that democratic right, but it's not a walk in the park. If I have to go for the presidency, I'm a politician and I don't rule anything out. If I go for the presidency, it must it must be a candidature which is very, very well managed and one that has got clear deliverables. I don't want to be part of a failure. And it must not be about me. It must be about Kenya and how do we get our country back. And there must be a proper vehicle for delivering this country. And if it comes out that I'm the best driver for that vehicle, so be it. But if there's a better driver than me, I see the ground that better driver. But it must not be about individuals. It must be about changing this country. And if there's a proper organization, then there are many people who can become president in this country. Let us not reduce it to president. Let us reduce it to what needs to be done. And what needs to be done is to implement the constitution of Kenya, nothing else, the rule of law.
It's too early for you maybe to consider. Maybe.
No, it's not too early. I'm just saying the moment is here, but let us work on a vehicle that can go so that it's not about another personality cult. It should be about the people moving across the threshold of bad leadership to usher in a new era of good leadership. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa.